Arthurian Legends might still be a wait out, but that doesn't mean we can't have a lot of fun guessing on some of the cards. And in this video, we're going to guess on what might the Curio cards be for Arthurian Legends. Let's check them out.
In an earlier video, you can watch it up here, we made some categories for the Curio cards in the Alpha and Beta edition, and these were historic, inverted art, old art, sketch, and trolling. So we're going to use those categories to guess what we might see in the Arthurian Legends in terms of curios.
So, for the historical curios, we might see some of those earlier paintings that, for example, Mike from Collector Art House has shown on his webpage. We have a Lindsay Crummett painting with a squire-like figure standing with a helmet, and he might very well serve as a squire for one of the knights, of which we know there will be plenty. So we could imagine that we saw some of these paintings that are already revealed being used in Arthurian Legends. We could also imagine we might see some early game test cards, earlier iterations of cards that will be in the Arthurian Legends set, or maybe even some of the very early test cards for some of the following set in Arthurian Legends. Who knows? But we feel pretty confident there will be some sort of historical curio in Arthurian Legends.
One thing I am absolutely certain we're going to see in Arthurian Legends in terms of curio is more trolling. From our interview with Simon, we know that the team wants to keep people at their toes. They don't want us to become too comfortable in our knowledge about what curios are. So I think that we're going to see some wacky takes on curios in the Arthurian Legends sets, just to shake things up. I think the trolling game is going to be high.
So some of the cards that could potentially show up under this category would be like cut art or cards that weren't used in Alpha and Beta. We have seen a lot of sample cards being opened or sample packs being opened with a lot of different very cool sample cards in them. We even had one, and you can check it up right here, with TG opening one. And these cards might also indicate that they weren't quite right for either Alpha or Beta, but they might be just right for Arthurian Legends. For example, Ring of Morrigan, that does have a feeling, and there is a Morrigan in the Arthurian Legends, so that might fit really nicely. The Book of Kells. This sample card has the beautiful sort of stylized illustrated manuscript feel that all of Elvira Shakarova's knights have, like Sir Tristan. So that would be thematically really fitting, and there is also something about the Book of Kells and Arthurian Legends that would match and mesh really well. So we do think that looking at some of the previous sample cards might give us an indication of what could show up either as cards, but perhaps more likely as curio cards for Arthurian Legends.
Before we go further into this video, remember to leave a like.
And please do also consider subscribing to the channel. We have lots of sorcery information, and we would love to have you along for the ride.
One curio type we saw in both Alpha and Beta edition was the sketch cards. And the sketch cards are really beloved kinds of curios, so I believe that we're going to see sketch cards also in Arthurian Legends. And as we spoke about in this video up here, the sketch cards actually represents cards that have been cut out from the set and are no longer part of the set anymore. And therefore it got this little homage by being a sketch card curio. So we might see cards cut from Arthurian Legends, maybe because the set was being scaled down a little, or maybe because they just didn't make the cut or have this, this certain right feel or flavor to it. Anyways, no matter the reason, I think that we're going to see some of the cards that have been cut from the set make their way into curio territory as sketch cards.
The last category is alternative art. We know from both Beta and from Alpha that Eric has a tendency to commission a lot of different artists for the same piece that ends up on a card, but he only uses one of them. Some of the ones that haven't been used have then later on showed up as alternative art curios. And specifically for this one, I just want to give a shout out to a new channel. Go check him out. It is Contested Cards. He made an awesome video about Arthurian Legends where he pulled our attention to a Drew Tucker art of King Arthur that had been hashtagged with sorcery. Further sort of implying that this is indeed a Arthurian Legends card is that King Arthur in this picture is wearing all of the cores from the Alpha and Beta set. So I feel fairly confident that this King Arthur will be in Arthurian Legends. But the question is, will he be the one of the Arthurian Legends King Arthur card, or will it be our much speculated art piece behind Eric at headquarters, where he has two paintings, and we believe them to be King Arthur and Lady Guinevere? Will it be the one or the other, and will one of them show up as a curio card? We don't know, but we are confident that we will see more alternative art curios for Arthurian Legends.
One thing that is not a curio, but nonetheless is really a great part of our guessing game is, are we going to see new avatars for Arthurian Legends? That's a really good question. Right now we have seen that some avatars have become really popular, such as the Battle Mage and the Speaker, whereas others are not seeing that much play, such as the Wave Shaper or the Seer. So, hopefully we're going to see some cards that are going to make some new synergies for some of these not so played avatars, but we might just also see new avatars. We don't believe that we're going to see a full complementary set of avatars for Arthurian Legends, but maybe one new avatar just might make the cut.
Yes, and probably, as Jens said, we're not going to get like 7 or 8, but we just might see like 1 or 2 that might be able to synergize with some of the mechanics or gameplay effects in Arthurian Legends. Presumably, since this is a bit of a smaller set, around 200-ish cards, we are not going to have a lot of avatars because we want to take up the space on the cards, using as many of them as possible to create a really, fun draft environment, but also, as both Eric and Simon has talked about previously, they're going to be really important cards for constructed decks. So we know there's going to be fun stuff within Arthurian Legends, but also cards that are highly meta relevant for constructed. So this set is going to be epic.
And speaking of epic, truly epic people out there are our YouTube channel members and our Patreon members. Thank you a lot for supporting the Cardboard Guide, and also thank you to you out there for watching this video. And remember to leave a like and a subscribe, and thank you for watching.
And if you want to just check out a bit more about Arthurian Legends, you can check out the video right up there.